Hello YouTube, it's the next day. I even put some flits on this tag real carefully. I didn't want to erase the ink printing, whatever. Pause for a second. Okay, we're back. I had to take a drink of coffee. My throat was so dry, my eyes were watering, ready to choke. It's so dry. It's supposed to be about maybe upper 40s today, but it is so dry. I don't know if I mentioned, I have cracks in my yard that's like 6 inches down. I have to stop again. Real life situation. I got the heaters going here and I have to keep sucking on my car. It is dry in here. I mean, you couldn't get any drier in this area. Anyway, let's get to work. Okay, here's my what's the big word dilemma. This is the best drill I have. The one on there was way too big and clunky and junky. I've got another one that will not fit at all. You're never going to find a drill to fit this. Oh, I mentioned, I put a little metal rod or drill bit in there because the trigger button's broke. That's how I lock it on. As I mentioned that. And I have a variable speed for this, router control. You know, this is my little buffer thing. Here's the little wooden thing I had it in. Okay, see how that's made? Now pay attention. That's a 1/2 inch clearance right there. 3.5 inch here. So it's big enough to fit here. This is my idea. Then we'll take another break. I'm going to remove all this aluminum. I'm going to make this whole thing flat. It'll be right down here and flat. It's mine, I'll do what I want. I may have to come back here a little bit, because if you look to where the hole is, okay, 1/2 inch, and kind of look in there, I may have to go all the way back here and grind some of this off. Okay, the chuck will still stick down far enough. In fact, we're only taking up about right there would be the bottom of this metal, okay? So the chuck is going to stick out, get over here, the chuck is going to stick out plenty far enough. It might be like right there at the bottom. So there's plenty of room for that. And if you look at these screws, see them screws? And you look at in here, see these little dimples? It almost fit in, whoop, back up. It almost fit in here, see that? It's like, there was a drill for this to where them screws fit them dimples. So, my opinion is there was only one drill that fit this. Now, I took pictures of the instructions. They're not the greatest. This will probably be a part 2 video. This might be saying part 2 because I got so many pictures. I want people to see it in case they run across one of these. These are adjustment screws. And all them springs do is it's not no spring. They just help with the bolts. I don't know why there's springs on there. I guess it just keeps tension on the screws. If you reach back and they're almost to the end, I'll just take one out and show you. We got plenty of time in the world. It's still winter time. We're all still trapped inside. Let's see, that's what they are. Ain't that weird? Don't you think they're almost backwards? These should have come up and hit the drill. I don't know. I have to look at the instructions again. Don't you think they should have came in the other way to hit the body of the drill instead of the screw this way? That's the way I got it. Maybe they're just in backwards. Let's put them in backwards once and look at it. There, that'll solve the problem. Well, that wouldn't help matters much either. But you could make some kind of brace or bracket and then use them for fine adjustment. We're just going to go ahead and chop all this out of the way, okay, today. And then we're going to make this board fit. It's just MDF. It's almost like pressed together sawdust. Now some of the stuff was almost like layers of cardboard. And all sawdust by hand, no power tools. Oh, it's a mess. I don't use power tools on it. Well, you can, but on small stuff, don't try to take a little jigsaw and you'll rip it all up. It's an 1.5 hole, which fit exactly on my drill. Y'all know how this thing was made. You know, we're kind of limited on room here. You know exactly how it fit on here. See that? But you couldn't get a better fit. So let's start working on this, and we'll be back here in a little bit. Okay, just to get caught up, we cut those off, and we broke an arbor, the screw out of our arbor. We busted it right out, reason why you wear goggles, and the blade smacked in right here. We had it pinched. This is how we're doing this. We're just taking our cutter like this. We don't care if this is low or long. This is flat and level with this over here. So this all could be lower, but we're trying to keep it straight. We're going to turn this on. Watch for your volume. Here we go. That's how we've been milling this down. Another slot down through it. That's straight. As soon as you know it's starting to touch out here, we're going to stop. I think you get the idea. Okay, let's get back to work and get more of this done. Looks like we got to go way back at least up to here. All this has to come out. You're not going to get it this way. If I do, I'm just going to pinch my blade again. So I'd rather chew it out. Okay, back to work. Keep told Harbor Freight. I don't get paid to show them. I don't know if they just say they're for wood, but if they clog up, you can take a wire brush to them, because I've done it before. So I hogged all that out. I'm going to hog all this out. They don't take my cutter blade and fine tune it. The board, we might make slots in it to fit around here. That is a structural piece. You know it is, right? Now it's molded. I can't demonstrate it with the running. Might be able to. You don't chew it up. Back to work. Okay, we got plenty of fans and the filter box fan going, and see how I got that wedged in here. It's all I can. I mean, it's pretty level. What we want to do is we want to line up the drill center with this and this. You can kind of see we'll kind of come over the top here. See that? We want to line it up. So we want this lined up. Say it was back here. Okay? We know there's plenty of room for the drill to fit back in here. We have to make this board fit. And I might as well tear up this one so I don't have to drill another hole. It's just a piece of board. I know it was a nice tool when I made it, so we have to do some carving to get this in here. And we'll kind of tip it on the side. And this is pretty even with the drill. When you put the drill in there, the top drill is pretty even with the edge of that board. I'll take a picture of that just so you can remember that when you see it. Always watch my pictures at the end. Okay, we're going to take a break. We're all cramped up from leaning over the chair doing all this work, but I'm glad I had them rasp in the drill to get rid of all that big junk. I know I meant even, but it's like a half-inch difference. I meant straight, you know what I mean? If this is going to be straight, this is going to be straight this way. You know what I mean? But it's not too far off of there. This is the part I meant. The top of the drill is pretty even with the chuck. This collar part. That's not meant even. You still got another half-inch to go. I think you know what I mean. You'll see. Just hang in there. We'll get this done. I just wanted to show you how I saw with the back saw. See how easy this is? I actually came down and made the line like this. Then come back and start sawing at an angle. You're pulling down. It's the best way to saw. Is to saw up and down like this. Like I said, I made the line across it. It's that easy. Harbor Freight Special. There you go. It's that easy. Well, we're about done for today. This is going to be a 3-parter. Here's my board all hacked up. It fits better on one side than I got drills. See how that's tapered and to go up in there? And how I ground this down. This is actually lower than here. Because we want this to fit flat. We're going to put pox on this once we're done. We want this bolt as flat and accurate as we can because we have to. That's the only way we're going to get the drill bit straight up and down. So it doesn't have to be perfect. We're not going to use it like a machinist. We're just going to drill holes in metal. But when this is all done, this will all be embedded with a whole bunch of epoxy here. So it smushes it so it sets with a whole thick bed of epoxy to hold it. And we'll take the stain off the wood and rough it up the way it is right there. But we have to be out of ways. We're not going to be in all the ways. We're going to be out about like this, which is even better. Because in here it's kind of, it's pretty flat. We'll do the best we can to tune it. If we have to, we'll shim it like with some paper or masking tape or something on the wood, you know what I mean? So it sets level this way and this way. I think it's going to work. It'll have 2 bolts holding it, and this sticks way out here. So this will be shaped somehow. I'll make some shape to it, but see if we can get a little different angle. We'll determine where the bolts are going to go. I said we can't take too much because this is structural. This, don't use my middle finger to point with. Why does those old guys do that? My uncle used to do that all the time. Anyway. See, you want that thick for strength. Because that's thin up in there. And then down here, you can see how it's made. These are the holes where that metal hoop thing went. It went up around the drill. We're going to devise some way to hold it up here. We might take that rod, that hoop thing. I do not know where it is. I'm lying to you again. We may refashion that, and that'll be up in here to hold the drill in. So we're done for today. We're going to go store this in the computer. We have a folder for part 1. We'll have a folder for part 2. So we hope we don't lose any of the footage on this project. So thanks for watching this part.